Welcome to Midas Drop, the podcast where we transform time, effort, and energy into pure gold. I'm your host, Midas Print, and I'm here to guide you on a journey through the world of creativity, inspiration, and transformation. Midas Drop isn't just a podcast, it's a community, and our supporters, you are known as Midas Print. Together, we recognize the incredible power of time, the relentless dedication of effort, and the balanced energy within us. Hey, thanks for dropping in to Midas Drop podcast. We have a special guest today, a good brother of mine.
What's up?
It's been a long journey for both of us, but we here.
For sure.
We here, man.
What's good,
we
brother?
here.
What's good, man? How you been?
Now this is DJ Noodles. I know him as Jalen.
Right.
He know me as Mike.
Right.
Now we are coming here today to talk about my brother. And I have been keeping up with him, and I see him on his purpose. I want to know the unique name behind DJ Noodles. How did it come about? Because I know people already been calling you Noodles, but I know it because from dancing.
Yeah.
I know you can dance.
So what's funny is a lot of people really think it's coming from like me dancing. If you know me, I grew up dancing all my life in church. Studio dance perform, whatever.
Probate.
So everybody get probate, our probate, livest probate ever.
For sure.
But no, a lot of it, the nickname really came from a football coach, bro. And I didn't play football. Like I was a water boy. I just wanted to be around the team.
Yeah.
I played basketball, but not football. No, for sure.
Okay.
And so one day I was out,
Damn.
I was out doing something. I just kept doing like this, right? And he just came, he's like, boy, your body like a noodle. But then he told me, he's like, I'm gonna tell you the real reason why your name is Noodle when you graduate. So this is eighth grade. I ain't think of nothing of it.
Yeah.
Graduate high school. The person who was sitting at the end of the stage when I'm walking out the stage is my middle school coach.
Yeah.
And he's like, you ready for me to tell you? And I totally went over my head, forgot about it. And he was like, the old folks used to say, boy, that boy got a noodle on him. Your brain looks like a bunch of noodles. And he was like, you were just so smart in how you went about things, how you did your schoolwork, how you did football, basketball, like you always had a plan. So, that's where the name came in, and I jazzed it up a little bit. I added the Z to it, It was noodle at first, but then I was like, nah, I gotta have something nice, with it. I got noodles, So that's really the backstory of that. Nobody believes it, but they really think it's like, oh, because he could dance, and I was 120, soaking wet. So, but nah, that's the real reason of that name.
That's interesting because I do think that whether people believe it or not, that our names just come from people and the way they see us at the moment.
Yes.
And then you said the coach. I'm pretty sure, me being a teacher, I know a lot of coaches that like students that aren't even playing sports, right? And I even have kids call me Coach P, and I don't even coach yet, right? And I find that quite interesting that you made that connection to the brain because you are smart. And I know you're smart because you're my brother. So I'm like, this dude's smart. And I've been seeing you since we, since college, and we've been in the same fraternity. You always been in events, right? And I'm like, I can't even keep up with Jalen. I'm going to let Jalen be. Cause bro got so much energy. And I'm like, I don't know how he keep rolling. And we also, I moved to Houston, and you stayed, and we went our separate ways, but we still stay in contact.
Correct.
And now I'm seeing you, I'm like, dude, a DJ now. So I'm like, I don't want to ask because I'm like, I knew it would be Jalen.
Yeah.
I knew it would be Noodles. Like, it made sense when we were around each other and we were, strolling and stuff. Now I'm just like, how did that come about? Like, what was the inspiration? I know you were big in music anyways, and you dance, so of course you already had that in you. Right. But it's like, just how?
I think it just comes back from like with music for me and becoming a DJ, bro. I tell you, DJ was the last thing on my mind. Swear to God. You know me. When I was in college, it was either I threw the party or I would get on the mic here and there. But most of the time I want to be the show. I want to be strolling and all that. So DJing was the last thing on my mind. And what I just related to, bro, and it's gonna sound corny, but you remember those Saturday mornings when your mom and dad is cleaning the house and they just jamming. You know what I'm saying? And so you sitting there, you listen to the music and the vibe and everything, and you look back I look back at it now and I laugh at it, like those little funny moments where me and my mom would dance in the kitchen and, you know, our family reunion doing a line dance. It all led up to now, like being, you know, this DJ, I guess now, because I don't consider myself a DJ. I consider myself as an entertainer.
Okay.
So I hit all types of aspects when I'm DJing or when I'm separated from the turntables.
Yeah.
But that's really where it all came from. And then like the story of how I became a DJ was COVID.
Okay.
You know, so COVID, you know, I always would tell y'all like I'm a go to LA and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I used to always tell y'all that. And then COVID hit. You know, I was bored, sitting in the house, had nothing to do, no bookings on the MCing side because I was MC at the time.
Yeah.
Man, got bored. Was like, all right, I'm finna go find me a piano at the pawn shop. Went to the pawn shop, no pianos. This lady was like, we got this little DJ board for like $200. You want to try that? You know, we're gonna be sitting at home for like 2 weeks. I was like, man, I got DJ friends. Right, you know, let me do it. And when I tell you, bro, it's probably the quickest thing I've ever fell in love with, to the point where this is my passion. This is something that's gonna take me to bigger and better things. You know, sky's the limit. So, you know, that's kind of how the origin of like me becoming a DJ. But I always been an entertainer. I was always a class clown. I was always student section leader or anything that had to do anything with theater. I was always a lead. So really all that, just my childhood and just being in different things, sports, theater, dance, church, it all led up to where I'm at now in life. And it's just growing and becoming bigger and better.
Yeah, yeah. So I do like when you said, I mean, you found it corny.
Yeah.
I think a lot of our corny moments is what really stick with us. Because it's like almost like something to talk about be embarrassing, but you laugh at it now. And you was talking about like being Saturday morning, being in the kitchen. And I could relate to that because like that's how my parents were in the morning. Listening to music, Marvin Gaye, or
Anita Baker,
right, all those classics. And you catch on to those melodies and the music, and you see how it moves with people. And that's why I'm like, when I do see like you post and I see videos and I'm there, and I'm like, man, he really moving people like. And you always like, man, let me DJ. He DJing, but I'm a DJ. I love that confidence. I'm like, yo, dude is just like in this. He in this for real, for real. This is his purpose. He feel it. But I think that because you went back home, not physically, I mean, everybody goes home physically just to be reminded of like those good times and those things. But you went to it in your mind, which goes back to Noodles, you know, about the brain and everything.
Right.
I think that was cool too. That's how I am, because like we all on a journey. And your journey just as important as mine, but like you maximized yours and exercised it to the multiple capacity or potential, and you made some of it. And I think a lot of people, COVID did it for a lot of people,
man,
mentally, physically, just emotionally, overall. But you did mention like that you were MC at first, but you also mentioned DJ friends, and I understand how important a network is.
Right.
So how did that go for you as well, as far as like starting out with turntables and like trying to get to learn it all?
Man, if I could be completely honest with you, I kind of did it on my own first before I reached out to help, like get help. You know what I'm saying? If you know me, you know me well, it's like I'm gonna try to figure it out first before I ask for help, and even to the simplest thing where you be like, bro, just ask, you know. But I'm gonna try to figure it out. So with that, like I go back to, like I said, just having connections with people in different aspects of life or just different areas of my life has helped me in DJing. When people found out I was a DJ, it was a no-brainer. Oh, okay, we're gonna hire Jalen because he's a good person. Didn't even know I could DJ. You know what I'm saying? Some people has booked me to the point where like they didn't even never heard me spin before. And they just, because of me, you know. So you go back to saying about the brand, like Noodles is a brand, but it's also me. Like that's why it makes it's so easy to just walk around like I do, because it's me. This is Noodles is Jalen. Jalen is Noodles, whatever you want to call it. But if you know Jalen, he's probably more reserved. He wants to be in the bed. He want to chill, relax, cook it. You turn Noodles on. Hey, it's a party. You know? But the party's still inside Jalen, and the Jalen is still inside Noodles. So I don't want to call it an alter ego or whatever. It's just to me, it's just like something to tap into when it's time for me to be that person, whatever it is, whether if it's an MC, whether if it's getting the party started, whether if it's DJing or hosting the event, whatever case it may be. That's where I guess Noodles is, the brand. But nah, man, just connections with people and just finding out, different avenues I could take with this, not being so in one area, but take this to a whole nother area. So yeah, man, that's really just about it. Just keeping good standings with people. You'll be surprised. One conversation with somebody can take you thousands of miles away than you ever thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would have never thought you was gonna get this opportunity meeting this one person. Yeah. Whatever the case may be. So it's all about just connections and knowing people. So that's what helped me. Just even DJ friends or now with social media and the internet, you can learn anything. So,
yeah.
Like I said, sky's the limit every time.
Yeah, okay. And I also heard you I know networking. I'm an advocate for it for sure, because I know me on my journey, I'm like, man, I need somebody that's they don't even have to be into what I'm into, but if they can push me and keep up with me, listen to what I gotta say, and be I believe in you. Bro, that's all that matters.
Do you remember that conversation we had in the Grove with one of our frat brothers who owned that company? That one he pulled up with the Mercedes.
Yeah.
And we had
you talking about he was making that concoction from
we was sitting there for 30 minutes and he was just like, man, you gonna be something. You gonna be something. You know what I'm saying? And I took that in when he said that was because, it was homecoming, I was drinking all that, but we over here trying to learn how to do business.
We was trying to learn.
At 19 years old.
We was trying to learn.
We was trying to get in there,
whole thing. I'm asking questions and then we was yo, how can we get
how can we get put on
the parties and stuff? And man, that whole deal fell out. And I have to take some responsibility for sure, because I didn't even talk to him after a while.
Yeah.
It's
still
just
there,
the whole
though.
thing. It's still there.
Still there,
it's
bro.
still there. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We still here.
Nah, facts. We still here.
But I did hear you mention that these networking and keeping a good name take you somewhere.
Right.
I would like to know did that good name and then you networking with people actually get you to Los Angeles?
Nah. So what's funny about the LA thing is it's yes and no. Okay. So the LA thing came about, Los Angeles came about was my mom's from LA. So I grew up LA culture wise, just a woman being from the West Coast, music, how they went about things culturally and stuff like that. So I grew up on that, and West Coast was always just something I was interested in. I would go by myself to fly. I knew people out there, whatever. So going back to your connections part, the only reason I move, and if you know me, is that I'm not moving nowhere if I don't have at least a base to build off on. So with just connections with a few DJs, a few party promoters, family, friends, it made it more easier to go at this time because, I was supposed to go 5-6 years ago.
Man, you was always talking about it. So
I was supposed to been gone, man. And just the guy's timing is just really funny because when I went out there, and it was rough. It was rough, man. I thought the connection, some of the stuff that I made was solid for me to be successful. But then I had to go back into that mindset of the only way I'm gonna be successful is I gotta really live my life ain't nobody else out there. Ain't nobody gonna help me. Ain't nobody gonna hand me out nothing. Yeah. And along with that, that's where the connection stuff, because when people see something in you, it's almost like you can't help but to be like, you know what, I admire old boy, old girl, you know what I'm saying? Or let me connect, let me see if I could connect the dots or see if I can help them out. And that's really how my success in LA now has been. It's just people. Yeah. It ain't the skill. I go up there and play whatever.
Yeah.
It's the people. The people are the ones that give me these gigs. So it's a yes and no, but it's more comfortable when you got connections in life, you know, where you can connect the dots. And, it helps being a part of fraternity, graduating college, being a people's person. I think that's important.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people lack people skills. So, that's
soft skills.
Yeah, man, we can get into it because a lot of people losing because they just won't talk to people.
Oh, yeah.
That's really what it is.
Big time. Big time.
People always ask, why are you not getting that promotion? You're not asking the questions to the people that's in those positions. Hey, how can I get promoted?
Yeah.
Right.
That's been there where you want to go.
Hard work only gets you so far.
It really do.
I hate to say it. It only gets you so in today's society. Let me put it that way. In today's society.
For sure, because everybody's connecting with somebody and somebody's connecting with the other person that's higher up.
But you got to have the hard work.
Yeah. You got to.
But the connection makes it easier because they see the work in you.
Yeah.
They see the hard work that you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, people don't know, like, there's hours and days when it comes to this DJing things where people don't see.
And that's what I want to know.
Okay.
I'm like, I know Jalen got to be tired somewhere. Noodles got to be tired somewhere.
I'm tired 24/7. You can ask my lovely woman in my life.
Yeah.
I'm always tired.
He always tired. He always tired.
Nah, man. What I tell you, what comes to energy is the people.
Okay.
And, I started a business a couple years ago called For the People Entertainment, which is kind of wraparounds my DJing thing. But and people keep asking me, like, what's the mission statement? The name is the business
statement.
It's for the people.
Easy.
I get excited when I see people celebrating and enjoying what I'm entertaining, no matter what it is. That gets me hype. That's the best drug in the world. Is seeing other people excited and happy, and then you get. I always tell people laugh at me like, what's the most satisfying thing about DJing? Yeah. And most DJs would be like, oh, those big gigs or those big weddings where you're getting thousands of dollars. It has been sometimes I've walked away from an event because we were so lit or it was so good that I didn't care about getting paid. I just cared about the people having a good time and coming up to me like, do you know we had such a great time? Like, you really did your thing. That what warms my heart. Yeah, that paycheck is nice, but that's not what I do that for. I tell people I DJ for free if I had to. Yeah. Do I want to? Now that's another question.
It's not the type of economy
if it really came down to it, it's almost like I can understand when ball players or people are just passionate about something, like they will really take. It's a lot of risk with it. I take a lot of more L's than I take W's in this. Okay. But it's because I love it. Yeah. So
you basically get a lot of wins from just like loving it. Yeah. Just knowing that your purpose is fulfilled every time you go out.
That's how I
talking about you walk away from it.
Yeah, that's how I can do big. 3 gigs in one day. It's because I get excited like, okay, I got 3 opportunities to really show my talents to one person. Yeah. That's what I tell people. I've DJ'd in front of 5,000 people at one time. I just want to impact one person. Yeah. It's really like what solidifies me is when I'm packing up and somebody's like, hey, can I get a business card? Or, hey, are you booked this day? Yeah. That's really what it matters, because somebody was in the crowd, was like, didn't even think about you at the time, didn't even know who you was. Now they see you, you're doing your talent, you're doing your work. And really what I got to just keep telling people is like, I'm just doing God's work. Yeah. That's really what it is. Yeah. I can't never fight it because that's what he put in me. Right. I would have never been at this position in my life, and I'm still growing. Yeah. But if it wasn't for just God's timing and his God's will and his grace.
Yeah, trust and faith in him.
Man, that money don't mean nothing to me after a while.
Faith without works is dead, and work without faith is dead. You did both.
That's a daily reminder, brother. That's a daily reminder.
Got to do both. And I like to go back where you was talking about, like, hard work is always not seen, but, like, you being a people person and people getting to like you is good too. Mm-hmm. But that hard work, man, it does something else to people. Not only do they see you as a good person, but also they see that you got the work ethic. You're going to be at the forefront every time. And that's what I'm like, man. If you can, like, put in the people thing together and then put in the hard work, because at the end of the day, your creativity is good and all, but everything is a people business. Correct. No matter what angle of business you in, it's always a people business. It don't matter what it is. Mm-hmm. So, and then, like you say, your mission statement is we for the people entertainment.
For the people. Makes
sense. Because in a world like this, people attention span is like low. You gotta condense everything. Like TED Talk. TED Talk is the same way. Ideas.
15 minutes in and out.
Exactly. And their mission statement is talks about just ideas, like great ideas. Mm-hmm. And mine is we are Midas Print. That's it. Right. That's the mission statement, because it has to be short, but it's all inclusive.
Correct.
And that makes a difference. Also, another thing I want to ask you is that I also seen you mention DJ Star.
Yeah.
Who is he, and like how big of an inspiration was he before he passed away?
It was crazy. I asked that question to myself because me and Star, we didn't have a personal connection. Like we ran, we talked, and we had side conversations about, like, I'll be like, bro, like, you just got done DJing for Kevin Gates on tour, or like you just did this. You just how do you feel like when you come back home? Like, you a hometown hero, and he just always stayed humble. Like, this man had the radio station 4 or 5 gigs every other day, you know what I'm saying, and just working with a family on top of that. And I just admire that. And one thing I could tell people is when I was in college, Star touched people. Like, people don't want to give them that credit in Monroe, Louisiana, but he touched people. Like, he was a people's person. He was easygoing, and that's what I model. You know, I'm not trying to be like Star because you can't never replicate that, because that man was, if I put any DJ against anybody, I would put Star against any other DJ, and that's just my biased opinion about that. But Star really set the tone of how can you make this DJing thing go further than just DJing at a house party or the club. You know what I'm saying? He's doing things on commercials. He was doing things before its time, you know what I'm saying? And just being a part of that and just watching some of it. Star meant a lot to me. You know, I always, funny you said that, or you brought him up, really. It's because, like, sometimes when I'm DJing, bro, I just be like, Star, just help me out, brother. Just help me out. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when we lost him the same day Kobe died. And it hit everybody. It messed up everybody. And, you know, Star presence was definitely... It took the air out of a lot of people, but I always just try to live his name. That's why you see my posts. I always put long live DJ Star. It's because really, to be honest with it, and just, you know, certain dreams I've had, and I won't get into all that, but you know, his presence is there sometimes when I'm down or when I'm like, man, can I really do this? You know, like, can I really get through this? And then, you know, you can, you know, God speaks to me, but like, it's always like something always comes back to him, you know, or I could be scrolling and I see a picture of him like, all right, let me go get my stuff together real quick. He wouldn't want me like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's a big part of my life. To me, he was just everything. DJ. He was more than a DJ. That's why he means so much to me, is because I saw him do things on a family aspect that I was like, bro, how do you control all this? You know how you ask me, like, how do you, where do you sleep? Like, when do you sleep?
Yeah, when do you sleep?
And it's like, he'll tell you, like, I might get 2 hours of sleep out of 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? So, Star just really, he did that. And, you know, to the people that know Star, you knew him very, very well. He wasn't no standoff person. He wasn't no, you know, bad person. Like, he pretty much did anybody's event. You asked him, Sweet 16, 4-year-old birthday party, or Boosie Bash. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't matter to him. So, yeah, he's definitely one of the reasons why I still keep going. Least. And that's why I made the branch off to LA, is because, you know, I felt like Star could have been bigger than life. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's just tragically that we lost him in a car accident, but he definitely was on his way to being bigger than life, or bigger than DJing. And so I just want to live out, you know, whatever dreams he had or aspirations. I might not know all of them, but if I can get close to him, bro, that would just mean the world to me.
So, like, most of the ones that you felt from watching him, basically, you want to, like, be able to expand on that. Because you also say you more than a DJ.
Very.
So I would like to ask, like, what's your next angle once you feel like you're growing past DJing? Because you're already in Los Angeles, which is kind of like the mecca for artists. And would you take on the angle of becoming a producer?
Correct. Oh, 1,000%.
I know it's like the DJ. Like, once you move up, you're a producer now. Like, studio.
And not to go deep into it, but...
Because you also mentioned you've been in the studio, too.
Yeah, like, I want to get into music production. I want to be an A&R for an album. I want to be a manager of an artist. I think the music industry is really... Just some of the things I've heard from people that's in it, stuff that I've read about, I think there's no more artistry when it comes to the music industry. Like, nobody's taking artists and developing them. That's why you have a person like your Beyonce's,
your Kendrick
Lamar's. Like, they got developed. And so just finding that artist who really is like, okay, hey, look, I'm gonna let you know right now, this ain't finna be easy. We finna be doing shows at gas stations and whatever, but I'm telling you, the next 3 to 4 years, if you stay committed to it, you will be successful. You know, music, acting. That's a big thing that I want to get into, is acting. I mean, I should be a movie star by now.
Bro, have you been in something, though? Because I've seen, like, some of you, like...
I've been in a couple films. But they were, like, little extra lead. Or I was in Queen Sugar. I was in the whole season of Queen Sugar. But I'm talking about where I'm the main
character.
I want people to hate me or love me or whatever character I'm playing. I want people to relate to it.
You can't never be the villain in your own story.
Nah, I couldn't.
So... see you talking about like having your own movie. What would be the title, and then what would be the ups and downs of it? Like, would it be strictly off your own life?
See, with me, when it comes to acting, I think for me, I want to be in the realms of like your Will Smiths, your Denzel Washingtons, your Jamie Foxx, where I can be serious, I could be funny, or I could just be whatever character you need me to play. Like, I don't want to limit to myself as like, okay, this type of movie or autobiography. Like, I want to do it all, you know. But if I had to name, most likely though, if I had to do a movie, it had to be something funny, so something I could be like entertaining or something. But like, I could see myself doing like the serious acts, like Michael B. Jordan, you know, those type of actors, you know. So music, acting, I want to own businesses, I want to own restaurants and clubs, especially with me being a DJ. I know what a lot of places are missing, and where you can expand on your revenue when it comes. So, I put it this way: there's nothing that I would not try. There's nothing that I would not strive for. Because I think what this DJing thing was taught me is that, in just life in general, sky's the limit. Like, you literally can do whatever you want if you put your mind to it. So, you know, I have so many avenues I could go. As funny, I want to be a sports agent. You know, that's what I went to school
you can
for.
Do it.
So
you can pull it off. For sure.
Man, I want to put my hands in a lot. I want to be busy. I want to be busy. That's my goal. I want to be busy. So
exactly. That's how I want to be too. I'm like, I miss being busy. Man, I ain't gonna lie. When I'm not busy, I'm like, damn, there's got to be something I could be doing right now. And I think I got that from you when we, you know, went to I think it was Natchitoches. It was just me and you. That was interesting. Like, we had school, we had tests. I think we had a lot going on.
We not gonna get into what happened that night. We ain't gonna get into what happened that night. We still went.
We not going to go into that. But like, you already know.
We was up against too many people.
That's how you knew, like, just overall we was risky. We had like a edge for being risky, and then wanted to get involved.
You know what's funny? You say that, brother.
Yeah.
Like, what I've learned with like taking risks, or like on some like simple stuff, you learn that in life. Like, if you don't take certain risks, like, it was a risk for me to leave the Los Angeles. Like, I left everything back home, bookings. I mean, I was booked up. I didn't have to worry about it. And I left and risked all that. And so, you know, I laugh at, you know, you bring that story up, like, we literally got in a car, drove to a party, woke up the next morning, went to class. Like, it was nothing. Like, it was nothing. And we was risking education, we was risking health, we was risking sleep, all that. So,
for real,
you know, it's as simple as that, and it's fun and exciting. You learn in life that, like, sometimes you really just got to say, like, okay,
you just got to hit the road.
You just got to do it. And that's really what my mindset is. Like, I don't have time to sit here and wait on it. I'm just going to do. Exactly. It's almost like Nike. I'll just do.
Yeah,
just do it. I'm going to do it.
That's a simple mission statement right there. Man, just do it.
And it goes so far.
And that's how I am. I'm just like, just do it. And like, that's how you are when we get on the phone. You like, man, fuck it, just do it.
I tell you all the time.
Who gives a fuck? Like, just, excuse my language, but just do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? The worst can happen, you fail, okay. But the amount of energy you did into it, the amount of effort and time you put into it, you'll be thankful because you at least did it. It was something you was thinking about.
Right.
And that's where me and you are like on the same page every time. Cause I'm like, when I think back to that time right there, I was like, dude, we took risks. Like, we was stupid. Like, I wouldn't say we was stupid.
We took a risk before we even took certain risks. Yeah. How we met.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's like we was taking a risk, and then, like you said, you begin to value risk. Like, I begin to value risk, and then we take risk every day. You know,
and some of my greatest moments that's happened in life is because I jumped off the ledge and didn't know where I was going to land. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of stuff, I'm going to be honest with you. If you ask me, did I think about it? I process it? Yeah, for like 5 minutes, and I just did it. For what?
Exactly.
Like, and you know, there's certain things where you got to be more a little logical about, but like a lot of things in life where it's gotten me where I'm at today is because I took those risks. You know, people don't know, you know, some of my stories, like, I don't mind waiting for my time. Granted, I have little patience, but when I know something's gonna be good for me, I'll take the risk.
Yeah, I don't have no patience. Man. I don't have no patience. Like, I believe in aggressive patience.
That's me.
Like, I know it ain't
That's
my
so
time,
me.
but it's like, shit, let's get something started.
Yep,
Let's get something started.
yep.
Let's get something started. And we know in our mind, like, we gonna get there, but it's like, let's do something that's gonna, like, create surges.
I want to see progress. I want to see results.
Yes.
That's my problem in life is that.
That's the only way you get a story.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to see results with it. It's
That's
almost
the
like
only
working
way.
out. It's like, you know, you go to the gym 2 weeks, you like, oh, I look. But you know, when you, after a month or two, you
you're like,
I'm in there.
I burned 50
You know what I'm saying?
pounds,
So
baby.
it's kind of like the same thing when it comes with life. You know, everybody has their bumps and their, you know, their ups and downs, but one thing I could tell anybody, you got to take risk in life. Like, you have to. It's really not gonna get you nowhere if you don't take at least a few risks in your life. That's just me. That's just personally what I've seen in my life. All the risks I have done, bad or good, has got me where I'm at today. And
Exactly.
I can't be nothing but grateful for that.
I feel the same way, and I did take big risk when I came to Houston, because I left my friends behind, I left my brothers behind,
Everybody.
I left everybody behind. My grandma, you know, grandma loved me,
Grandma love.
and I took big risks, and I knew I took big risks. I was like, this is stupid already. I was like, this ain't a good idea, but because I took those risks, I became a hustler. My back was against the wall. I saw what I could become. I saw how much strength I actually had and the amount of work I was willing to put in. Because Airbnb, believe it or not, I had good times and I had bad times.
I remember we had these talks.
When June came, it was sweet, right? It was sweet. Between June and August, it was sweet. I was like, yeah, Jalen, hey, man, we can get on this. I already know, man, you a DJ, you got the parties, and we can get something uptown. And it was like, all right, hold on.
We was trying, man. We was trying.
When I was getting into it and I started doing the number, I was like, this shit ain't gonna work. This ain't paying. I was like, I'm not gonna call Jay about that. We just gonna move forward, and then I'm eventually get to that point. Now I'm working towards that again, but I'm like, I'm gonna do it better this time.
But see, the thing about that though is that you ain't giving up on it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing when we talk about what we want to do in life is like, what are you willing to keep saying to yourself? Like, all right, you know, it's not where I need to be at. And I tell myself this too all the time. And, you know, my family, my girlfriend, friends would tell me all the time, like, you know, just, I'm telling you, just be calm, be patient. It's going to come. Just stay with it. And you don't see that in the moment because, you know, your first mindset is like, you don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But then when you start looking at like, you know, I've had some things in the past couple of weeks just to transpire where I was like, whoa, you know, I didn't expect this is a blessing for me. Yeah. But it's because I didn't give up. Yeah. I never sat down or I laid down to the point where, you know, with Los Angeles or DJing or just life, like you know, we've had these conversations. Like there's plenty of times where I wanted to say, forget it, F it, bye, I'll go do something else. Because I know I could go find something else and perfect it. Then I got to looking at like, man, if I really give this all up, like all this work that I just did, was it what do I have to show for it? Nothing. If I move back to Los Angeles, become regular Joe Smo, my 3-4 years in DJing after a while was a time. Yeah. That's not what I did all the hard work, the sleepless countless nights, the no's, you know, all the no's, all the backlash. I remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, man. Like, you know, I used to get really in my feelings about when I heard a no, especially when something I was passionate about.
So how'd you end up dealing with that better? Because I don't really see you like getting too pissed, but you like, man, that's just not who it's for. It ain't for me.
I get mad privately. Privately, I get mad. But what and I was just telling this to my little cousin last week. You know, somebody told me this funny thing was like, no equals the next opportunity. Yeah. You know, and so for me, it's like I've looked at certain things, like I had to take myself out of it. Okay, like Jalen, you didn't get the yes for this, then the third. Yeah. But this one yes got you to surpass all that other stuff that you was gonna have to do to get to that to that yes, right? And so I just look at it, bro. Like when people tell me no now, I just laugh at it. Yeah. I tell them like, you know, I'm going to have the last laugh. And not in no arrogant way, but like, I'm really going to have the last laugh because I've seen it in my life where somebody's told me no, but now you're asking for my service. Now you're asking me.
Now you need me.
Now you need, it's almost like now you need me. And I don't be no a-hole about it or be like, now you need me, what I'm saying? No, it's none of that. I just come in, I do my job. But, for certain people who's told me no, you are definitely on my list of, I got to prove you. I got to show you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But just how I deal with it, bro, God, my family, and really, to be honest with you, a great support system. No matter, this is the camera. No matter what you do in life, you got to have a support system. I don't care what you do in life.
Yeah.
My support system, we have cried, we have argued, we have went through ups and downs. But one thing I can say, they ain't never folded on me. And that's what keeps me going. My girlfriend, my family, my friends, those are the people who really, like, when I get those no's or something doesn't go how I want it, those are the ones that's like, Jalen, I'm telling you, like, something better is going to come. I'm telling you, like, be patient. Listen, just act like this ain't never happened. So that's really where my strength comes when I get a no.
Since you said, like, your strength come from no's, what about your losses? I mentioned you say you took more losses than wins, but for me, I like to say that your losses are just more opportunities to create more wins. And you can always create wins.
Yeah, no,
right?
For sure.
You can't control losses.
With me, with losses, it's almost like that funny quote by Michael Jordan is like, I never lost a game, I just ran out of time. And it's funny now, you look at it 20, 30 years later, he used to say stuff like that, but you look at it now, you're like, when I've taken some losses, and I've taken some big losses, like talking about like gut-wrenching losses, like I cannot believe how I'm going to survive the next day losses. But really, that's really where you find your true identity. It's like I tell people, like, what social media shows y'all or, whatever, like, don't take that in, like, thinking it's all peaches and creams. Like, I'm taking L's. There's things that's not going my way or the right way. And so with that, just trying to, that's, to me, I try to find me in those spaces. Like, how can I get out of this on a personal level, where if it's business, whatever, like, how can I get out of this L? Because it's only an L if you count it. Yeah. That's me. That, like, really, to be honest, like, a lot of L's that I've taken, I don't think about them because I'm thinking about the next W now. Yeah. It's like, okay, cool. I learned from it, lost, whatever. I learned from it. Let's go get this W now. Yeah. It's almost like baking a cake. You don't bake a cake on your first try. I mean, I hope. If you do, I mean, by all means, go with it. But you don't bake a cake and think it's going to be perfect the first time. Yeah. Oh, I might need to tweak the sugar, or I might need to tweak this or whatever. And then once you find that, I guess the word I'm looking for is niche. Yeah. Man, losses become like learning lessons. Yeah. It's not a loss no more. It's a learning lesson. So that's really what I just try to take every loss as a learning, or let me learn something from that loss, so that way I won't be back in this situation. Yeah. So that's really just how I go about it.
Yeah, it's just like being on the journey. A lot of losses are really just learning lessons for you to make a better move the next time. It's kind of like chess. Correct. We are kings, but in order for us to, like, become kings, we have to be the pawn first. Then we have to be, I like to say, the knight. And then, I don't know, I don't care about the other pieces. I just like the knight.
The most important pieces.
Yeah, because pawn is kind of like, okay,
you get them out of there.
I need you get them out of there. I need the pawn to do a certain move, a risky ass move. Yeah. And then the knight is to sever heads.
I mean, you ever heard the saying chestnut checkers? Yeah. So
checkers is a kid's game.
Complex, very complex. Anybody can play checkers. Yeah. Everybody can't play chess. Everybody can't play chess.
And so that's how I see the analogy, where I was like, I'm a knight. Now I'm severing heads of certain relationships I don't even want to deal with no more. Correct. Now I'm like, I'm going to be a king, Midas. Right. Now everything that I do or people that I bring on is going to create a magical effect of creating golden opportunities. Because who knows about this podcast, but when it goes out, who knows who it's going to hit? Correct. Who it's going to reach? It's kind of like, I'm like shooting my shot, right? I love shooting. I'm a shooter. I was a shooting guard, I played basketball. I'll be in the gym just shooting. If I'm not working on dribbling, I'm thinking about shooting the ball. Right. And I always thought, like, if you're going to be doing anything in life, continue to shoot your shot. Even if it's bad, good. I'm pretty sure when you made music at first, you was like, it was good at first, but it was just you feeling it.
Yeah.
Then you got in front of a bunch of other people, and then you like, okay, some people say they didn't like it, some people say they did. Then once you get into like a real process, creative process, and you really cooking in the kitchen, and your process no longer feels like a process. Instead, it feels like you just making magic at this point. You don't even have to really do too much as far as the thought process. It just comes to you naturally.
Nah, facts.
Secondhand nature.
That's how I feel about DJing now. It just comes like second nature to me.
So how was your creative process at first and now until now? Like since you've been in it?
You know what's so crazy with that? I just do me. Like I don't put myself on this pedestal with this DJ or this artist or this music or whatever the trend is at the time. I just do me.
Yeah.
And doing me always gets me in life before trying to be like somebody else. When I tried to be like other people, it wasn't successful.
Yeah.
It don't sound the same. It don't come off as same. When I just did me and speaking to the DJing side, when I DJ, that's like my safe haven.
Yeah.
It's like I feel safe. I know I'm protected. It's in a weird way by music, whatever you want to call it. But like that's where I could just be Jalen.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I went back to say like Jalen is Noodles, Noodles is Jalen, because that's when I feel more confident. You know, when I'm buying them turntables, I don't, you can't shake me up.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm finna shut this party down or do what I got to do for whatever event it is. But with that, you know, I just keep this mentality of like, you know, ain't nobody else gonna be better than me.
Yeah.
That's really where I strive myself on is like, that's in everything, relationships, whatever. Like, you can't be no better friend than me.
Yeah.
You can't be no better basketball. Like, you shoot, I'm gonna shoot too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I go about things.
Yeah.
Because to me, Jalen always wins in my world.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell anybody else, but in my world, I always win.
No, that's the truth. That's the truth. Cause like they say, you might be the villain in somebody else's story, but you can always be the hero of yours
somebody else.
regardless.
Yeah.
No matter if you fail. And I also want to say, like, I seen you with Chance the Rapper. I ain't gonna go to my story about how Chance the Rapper did me, but he didn't do me no bad, but I did him bad. But like,
Dog.
I seen you with Chance the Rapper, bro. And I was like, what? I was like, yo, you with Chance the Rapper was crazy because that's another lyricist. Now, God forbid, you know, you Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you know,
different.
that's between me and you.
That's different. That's different.
Because you always call me, he's like, man, you like Kendrick Lamar. I'm like, bro, here he goes. Time for Kenny, baby. But I would like to know, like, are you looking to collab with any artists?
All of them.
Have you looked into collab with Chance the Rapper?
All of them, man.
I don't know if you could reach, you know, Kendrick
Nah,
Lamar.
I got his people
space.
number, but not man. I'm going wherever God follows me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, one of my goals in life is to be a tour DJ. You know, to go on tour with somebody.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's R&B. I don't care if it's the City Girls, Sexy Red, Bruno. Madonna come. I don't care.
Yeah.
It could be the Isley Brothers for all I care. It don't matter. Music is so big and so like it's so much music that we don't know that's out there. Or there's so many avenues where music can go. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a few artists on my obviously, you know, Kendrick, your Drakes, but like. Not really like I want to really focus on this one artist. It's where whoever wants me to be a part of their artistry.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. It don't matter if it's rap, trap, folk music, line dance. I don't care.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's run it up. Like let's do it. I don't care.
He said rap.
And that's one thing
country.
people learn about me, bro. There's a lot of things I don't gonna say I don't care about, but there's just a lot of things where if you just give me an opportunity, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm going to take it and run with it.
Yeah.
100%.
And I feel like because you take it and run with it, you make it your own.
Right.
And when you make it your own, that's where the alchemical process of turning something from nothing to gold, right?
Correct.
And so with that type of confidence, there's obviously a lot of possibility of you being able to scale nothing from something into something. And just knowing that about you, and I've always known like Jalen, I mean, at first when I was like with you, that's knowing you as Jalen.
Yeah. It's fine.
We were young.
It's fine, man.
And we was wild. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like we don't give a fuck.
We didn't.
You know, the night is young. We don't even care. But I think because we had the attitude, and we kind of still do have the attitude, but we're a little more mature. We're more mature now.
Mm-hmm.
I still have that attitude where I'm like, in the morning, I'm like, man, I'm wake up at 4 in the morning. I don't give a fuck. I'm beat the sun up. I don't care. I lost last week in something that I didn't like, and it's carrying on to now. But I'm gonna create some wins. I'm gonna wake up and create some wins. I'm gonna go to the gym. Dealing with these kids, man, you gonna take some losses,
right?
Some unnecessary ones, out of your control. But you're like, man, I'm the teacher, man. But the way it is like you can't control everything just because you're in a power position.
Man, I look at it like this. When I wake up and everything around me can be like, you taking L's or it's going south or whatever you want to call it. I just be so grateful just to be alive sometimes.
Yeah.
Like just having that opportunity to like really fix your wrongs or fix what was wrong. That's where I think you find that inner like self, like, okay, I can do this, or I can get myself out of this. Because once you take a lot L's, you're like, this ain't it. I've been here. Like after a while, it becomes like I've been here before.
This ain't it. This ain't it.
I can sit up here and tell you many times I've been in places or I've done things where, like the outside world, it was supposed to be an L. Yeah. To me, I'm like, you know what? All right, let's see how we can maneuver this, or how can I pivot from this, and it's got me where I'm at now. So. Just being grateful that you can have the opportunity to fix your wrongs sometimes, or the L's or the bad things. Some things, like you said, uncontrollable, like death and, getting into a car accident. You can't control stuff like that. But like
you can control your choices though.
Yeah, you can control your choices 1,000%. And that's why I tell I'm only 27, but I tell young kids like, man, some of my choices really could have took me somewhere where I would not be in this seat today. For sure. So it's just all about having that right mindset, and it's just all about who you keep in company too. You know what I'm saying? Your people keep you up as well. So it's a lot of different avenues you could go with that. But just being having that opportunity just to fix your wrongs, I think that's just the greatest thing when it comes to life sometimes.
That is the greatest thing.
Because we've heard the success stories of like, people being at the lowest of their lows, and now they the richest of the richest.
Homeless.
You're like, what the like?
How? What the hell are you?
Like, I just can't wrap my head how a homeless person becomes a billionaire, but he never gave up. Yeah, he still kept waking up and
just grateful,
man,
graceful,
just grateful,
just grateful. And I think that's the most powerful thing. Mm-hmm. It's free to write something down
all the time.
It's free to wake up in the morning. It's free to tell yourself that I'm the best there is, and the best there ever will be. Just like Lil Wayne when he said I'm the best rapper alive.
Talk to me.
When he said that, I was like,
man, I got this thing in my book. The first thing in my book of goals is to be the best entertainer known to man. Best. Like when I say the best, when I close my two eyes, I want, either if it's a small community or a community at large, I want to be the best at whatever I did, touch, see, whatever. And I have to remind myself that same line, like, how can I be the best? Yeah. What do I need to do to be the best? Or tomorrow, how can I be better than I was today? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So just keeping that mindset and just being like, can't nobody, I keep it freely. Like, I tell people, like, you can't touch me. Yeah. You ain't on my level.
Got to.
And it's the truth, really, because I'm on my level. Yeah. And I take this where I want to take it. You know what I'm saying? You can't interfere with what I got going on. Yeah. Especially when you're talking about, and we really want to get into, we talking about God's work. You really can't mess that up. I'm sorry. Like, you ain't gonna never mess that up, because God always gonna have the final say so. Yeah. So that's just me, bro. And just keeping that faith and that will is just to keep going.
Yeah, for sure. And I heard you say some. You said, "Hey, just crossed my mind. I'm listening the whole time. I'm listening. Bro. I'm like, you good." But you said you want to be an entertainer. That's the last thing you want to. That's broad. You can't put that. You can't put that in the niche. You can't funnel that and control that.
Can't.
So, and that's why I want to hear, because that means you're a winner. Above all things else, above everything else, you're gonna always be a winner. And when you want to be an entertainer, you want to be the best, and you want to remind people of that. You're gonna always be in the forefront every time, no matter what.
I mean, with that, like you said, it's a broad thing. Like entertainment can go so different, especially in, 2023. We're talking about like it's everywhere. Yeah. Everything is entertainment. Everything is sports entertainment. Now. It was at first sports. Now it's entertainment.
Yeah, it's social media.
Got celebrities, actors, all that's showing up, and it's a thing now. People can care less about the game. You know? So with that, like that's why I say I'm an entertainer. I'm not a DJ. Because you're not gonna put me in one box.
Yeah. Because DJs can't keep eyeballs.
Because I want to be able to. I want to be able when people call my phone, you're calling me to do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people don't call Jamie Foxx to sing all the time. They call Jamie Foxx to act. They call him to host a TV show, to produce. Or to be on the back. They call him in different avenues. It's not just he's just a singer.
Yeah.
We know some people where if you take them out this one box. They're nothing. And I don't want to say they're nothing, but they have nothing else to go off on. That's why I said, like, I tell my friends, they ask me all the time, like, how long is DJ thing gonna last?
Yeah.
I say about like 5 more years. Because in the next 5 years, I'm trying to produce. I'm trying to be an actor, like I was saying earlier. So that's where I say I'm an entertainer, because this is really just a start. Yeah. It's almost like I was telling somebody this, and they asked me this. I was like, DJing to me right now is like starting that firecracker. Yeah. And until it gets to that firecracker and it blows up, I'm gonna do whatever it takes so I can get to that till it blows up. And DJ is just the start of it. You know what I'm saying? But when it gets to that end, it's gonna be different. You're gonna see Noodles, Jalen St. Romain in different credits, different things on TV, social media, billboards, whatever. You're gonna get tired of seeing me after a while. Like I keep trying to tell people, like, please prepare for these next, like, whatever how many years I'm on this level, because once I get it, man. And then I'm taking people with me that I know that's been with me. So I want to put other people on as well with that. So that's why I say I don't want to be in one box, because I my main goal is to really help out people that's helped me get to where I'm at. Yeah. So, that's why I do majority of what I do is because of the people that's got me where I'm at too. So
yeah. And that's why I'm glad you came out, man. 'Cause I'm like, bruh, I had you already on my board. Who I was gonna bring. But I was like, I don't know where he gonna be at one moment, where he gonna be at this moment. But like when I was thinking about you were at home, I'm like, when is he coming back to Houston? And I was thinking, and the next thing you know, when I thought about it, you called, and I was like, I was like, yeah, there we go. That's what I want.
Nah, this is my first interview, man. I gave I got to give you the first exclusive. Like I told you, this is the first exclusive. But I'm being funny when I say that. But I've been offered, but I gotta feel passionate to do something. Like nowadays, like there's a lot of stuff I say no to. Yeah. So I love what you're doing, brother. Keep doing it. It's a great space for you to be, especially you. Yeah. I want to tell you that this is definitely up your alley.
The same guy told me, you gonna write a book one day.
Man, we said that too growing up. Like Mike gonna write a book. He gonna be TED talking. He gonna be podcasting. He gonna be somebody you listening to when you going to work, and he telling you how to motivational speaker or whatever. Like that's you, bro. So keep doing you too, man. Like don't I know the interview's about me or whatever, but bro, keep doing you too.
Nah, I love that.
About we go back like 4 flats on the Cadillac.
Because sometimes it's like when we meet up, man, we out here like everybody together. We try to go party, do this and stuff. So it's like it was like when I was telling before you came, I was telling them, I was like, it's more than just a podcast and you just come on and tell your brand. It's like we get to sit here and be intimate with each other and actually like talk about our journey and talk about like how we grown up together. It makes a whole difference. And now, since I got you here, I want you to ask me some questions. Like, what you got for me?
All right. Woo. So okay, let me ask you this question. I got this, and this off topic, y'all, so don't mind me. Man, why was you so, I don't know if I'm using the right words, but like, if you know Mike is very pro whatever he is strongly passionate about at the time, whether if it's this law being passed, not being passed, or anything that's a certain religion group or whatever. Like, I just always want to know, like, where did some of your, because bro, you used to teach us some stuff all the time. We used to be like, we didn't know nothing about this and the civil rights and all this. Like,
Yeah.
So what made you like, I don't know, like more upknown of what's going on in the world when it comes like stuff that we probably like history and all that black history, like pro-black. Yeah, that's the word. Like you was so pro-black, bro. Like we used to, we used to like they go Malcolm X. Go Malcolm X. Here he come. He finna tell us something. Like, he finna give us some uplifting something.
It was just my upbringing. Like that's just my parents. My mom was in the military. I grew up in the military, and it just was instilled in me. Just wanting to learn, period. Because I was reading books back then. And I was telling Marcus, we was chilling, and I was like, yeah, I'm reading this book, and this is what it's telling me, this, and this. And I was learning how, during that time, I wasn't like super good at reading or writing, but I knew how, if I was reading it, I knew how to convey the message and get somebody to listen. Even if they was calling me crazy. That was a funny thing too. I look back, I was like, people just calling me crazy.
Man, we used to call you Crazy Mike all the time.
And that was like the drive of it all for me to like continue as being an entrepreneur and wanting to like expand on the brand. Because at first, when I was getting into like building a brand, 'cause I think building a brand is like the first thing anybody should do, because you get the marketing side, you get the sales side, and marketing and sales is the best thing to start with.
Too important
before you start a business. Too important. Because I really wanted to be known for something.
Okay.
Everybody does. I wanted to have a legacy, and my pops used to tell me, make a name for yourself, right? As anybody else should, tell somebody their child that, because you gonna be here once, right? And I wanted to write a book one day. Okay. My freshman year of college, I had did a public speaking. I was in a public speaking class, and I had an assignment. He said, write about whatever. I said, my public speaking topic is about everybody should write a book.
Yeah, yep. And I remember you pushed that. You did push that.
I felt like it was the best public speaking I ever did. Dude still gave me a B. I'm talking about I spent hours on this. And I was like, yeah, that's why school is rigged. College is not rigged all the way, but it's kind of like politicking.
Yeah,
right?
No, it is.
You're going to have some politics in there.
We ain't got to get into it.
But yeah, that is my goal. TED Talk, writing books, obviously starting business, entertainment for sure.
I mean, Mike,
I'm glad you said that because I'm into that too.
I mean, and this is, I know this man, so this is different, but this man has created a shoe. He has created... I couldn't even listen. I remember, and we would just sit there in the group message, and if y'all don't know, me and Mike are line brothers. We cross fall 15 alphas at ULM, and so our fraternity brothers, we gonna crack for sure. And man, Mike would send us like a 14-page book that he wrote, or some custom shoes that he wanted us to buy, or custom, hey, this is my new business, come do that. And, at the time we laughed at it, but now you look at it, that's what the top entrepreneurs that we look up to, like your Diddy's and your whoever you're looking up to, they're doing different things and just trying to find something to get in and crack in the code.
Yeah, because like dealing with like having phones and social media and being able to keep track of everything. Right. We don't know how it was for them.
Nah.
We don't know it
different.
all.
It was different, very different. They really had to hustle. Yeah, like it's easier for us now to hustle. Yeah. So
we can just get on the phone and make a few calls.
And done deal. Yeah. Back in the day, you had to get somebody's number. You had to get to a person to get to the. Directory, to get to the person.
Phone book. Imagine all them pages, man.
Nah, man. Just like I said, you just keep doing you, brother. I'm proud of you too. We go back November 10th.
Yeah, 2015. I'm definitely proud of you, man. I'm glad you came.
We go back way back.
This to blow up the internet for sure.
Nah, man, it should though. It should
though. Because hey, this DJ News, man, this the future entertainment. You hear it yourself, man. For the people, entertainment, man. This is the future, and he already telling y'all. So guess what? It is what it is.
Thank you, brother.
Love you, bro.
Already, bro. Love you too,
and
man.
And definitely, we gotta do this again because
I know
he he gonna come with it.
Oh
So,
no, for sure. We're gonna be like Boosie and Vlad. You know, every
Godspeed,
time
baby.
you call me, I'm coming.
Godspeed, baby. Godspeed.
Godspeed.
All right, we gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Y'all, peace.
Subscribe to Midas Print so you never miss an episode. And if you're feeling generous, please consider leaving a review to help us spread the magic of Midas Drop. So are you ready to embark on this transformative journey of discovering your unique journey ratio, compounding your wins and falling forward?